Hello, and welcome to Digging in the Dome. I hate Tom Brady.
We hate Tom Brady.
We hate Tom Brady.
He's so good. It's not fair.
Dude, how much good thing can you have in your life? Seriously. Like, this guy has 6 Super Bowls. He's gone to 10. He went to 10 Super Bowls, right?
Yep. Yeah.
He's been 10. Some people that are like super fans haven't gone to 10 Super Bowls. Coaches.
The only time he's lost is twice to Eli Manning and then once to Nick Foles.
Big Dick Nick. Gotta like that guy.
Yes, sir.
I'm a big fan of
that. But
yeah,
Tom Brady is, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's his plant-based regimen. I don't know if it's
fucking a supermodel.
Yeah, I was going to say if it's Brazilian supermodel pussy that gives him his energy. I have no idea. He's probably Satan incarnate.
Well, he's probably it's probably like Tom Hanks and Tom Brady.
Odom Shank.
Yeah, they're like
Hom Tanks.
Hom Tanks. They're definitely like some kind of like super being. They're like, like the angels on earth.
Yeah.
That's like what we like. They're like, yes.
Like whatchamacallit, like Dogma.
Fucking, yeah.
Matt Damon and Ben
Affleck. Ben Affleck.
Yeah, so Tom Brady does it yet again.
So annoying.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good matchup though. I guess if you're gonna have a Super Bowl, who am I taking? Kansas City by 100,000 points. I hope. They break the NFL record for scoring.
Destroyed.
And also both of Brady's legs.
Yeah. And then we take his girl.
That there's a better chance of us winning the Super Bowl than us either one of us taking his girl.
Boy can dream.
You have a better chance of opening your front door and having that fat guy from college fall on you again and breaking all your bones and then taking Colleen.
Big ass Drew. I mean, I wouldn't blame
open the door and he just falls right on top of you.
He is a proven, I guess, good lay because she couldn't have abandoned me faster.
Well, yeah.
Shuck me loose after I got flattened by a much larger, more masculine person.
Well, there's a guy from a couple years ago. I think he plays for the Houston Rockets now. His name's Christian Wood, and he went undrafted in the NBA draft, and his girl broke up with him.
Right. Yes.
Like on the way home.
Well, wait.
So he
was sitting in the draft.
He was with her. He went undrafted, and then like when they got home, she broke up with him.
Dude, can you imagine the car ride going home? He's like,
she fucking just straight ghosted his ass.
Like,
undrafted. Now he's killing it. Now he's doing really good.
I told you to take those extra free throws. You didn't want to do it. I'm good enough. I'm getting drafted. No, you did not.
No, you did not.
No, he didn't.
But so. I don't think either one of us is stealing Giselle at any point.
Fine.
I have a better chance of a gazelle running rampant through my house based on how things are going.
It look better now than it is.
God help me. Seriously.
Poor Kev, man. Kev's had a go of it. He's had a go of it.
Shit is going sideways on a weekly basis.
Yeah. Now Kevin is into what we like to call the reconstruction era.
Yeah, the reconstruction phase of the flood of my basement, of the $11,000 worth of damage that was done.
But you know what's great about when you're doing home improvements is sometimes you discover other things that are wrong.
Oh yeah, like been there, done that.
Such as
the giant hole that they found that mice had chewed through in the drywall in the ceiling. When they took down all the ceiling tiles. Thank God I asked them to do that, because after I had figured out that mice had been in there for a known period of time. How long? Yeah. So I was like,
I need a mice expert to go measure the amount of shit in there and be like, well,
while the floors and everything are ripped to fucking shreds down here, just take down all the ceiling tiles, clean out all that, get it all out.
While you're there,
just do it. And they did, and man, was it a good call, because the amount of mice fecal matter that fell out of those ceiling tiles was alarming at
alarming. If you send me the picture, I'll pop it up. It's a extraordinary amount of
it is not cool.
It's like, what's next? I'm going to go into the place where I put the gym, and like, oh yeah, in the ceiling we found the circle to hell. It's like, oh great, yeah. Evil.
It's like
now I know where the evil Kevin voice comes.
It's like I go in there and there's just like a family of raccoons living.
Like, there?
I call the big one Bitey.
His little tie.
Yeah, dude. So it's and now they're reconstructing. So it's sawing and hammering, and I just keep sending you memes of fucking Bill Murray and Scrooge.
Stop the goddamn hammering.
Would you please hold the goddamn hammering? Please.
He was furious.
Oh man, I just sent you a selfie, and it was just of the noise in the background, and my face just growing.
Yo, Kevin never. Poor Kevin. I've seen him in some pretty dire situations. We've known each other a long time. There was the face of defeat. Was the face of Kevin? It's just like, oh,
and added to that is,
damn it.
I got the results of my MRI back. And this is the continuing saga of my leg injury from June of 2000, the skateboard accident. Hawk. Yeah,
Tony Hawk over there,
phony Hawk over here. So found out that when I did it, I tore my hip labrum. It's something that it's basically like you get surgery, or you attempt to rehab it to the point where you can tolerate it, but it'll always basically be torn. And the surgery, he's like, we don't recommend the surgery. I'm like, why is that? He's like, because they dislocate your hip in order to get in there to repair it. I'm like, I'll pass.
I just try to run out of my chair with just you mentioning that. Dislocate your hip.
They dislocate your hip in order.
They have to reverse rigs you.
Exactly, 100%. Yep, they dislocate your hip in order to get in there and surgically repair the hip labrum. I was like, listen. My athletic career is over. I don't need reconstructive surgery at this point in my life. Yeah. It's just not happening. I just want to be able to run like a couple miles whenever I want and not have it cause me severe pain. And he was like, you'll get there. You know, he gave me new exercises to do and stuff like that. But I also had, when you tear your hip labrum, it basically creates a space in the hip where fluid can pull up. And now I have what's called a paralabral cyst on my hip. So every once in a while, I'll just be walking and be like, it'll just like my whole leg will just like
freeze up.
Like it feels like somebody just came in and just like punched me in the front of the hip.
Ooh,
yeah.
God.
It's like a Charlie horse. You know what I mean? A Charlie horse inside your hip.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's just like I was walking around. I was like, my cyst is acting up. I was like, I'm gonna kill myself. It sucks.
You're like, and then you hear
you get jackhammering.
Conk, 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 conk.
Yeah.
You hear like every kind of construction sound. You're like,
and I'm trying to work while all this is happening, and it's just a miserable existence right now. Well, so I'm trying to get through it.
I'm
on a positive note because we have to, try to be, not fucking Debbie Downers all the time.
Yeah.
The Phillies re-signed JT Real Muto, 5 years, $115 million of well-deserved money from the Philadelphia Phillies. That is breaking news.
Yes. It
won't be breaking anytime by the time it's come out.
Unless you were in a coma for a few days. And you're in the Philadelphia, and you're not in the Philadelphia area, you might not know that JT Real Muto. Thank God, dude.
Yes, they finally did something right.
I got to be honest with you. Like the thing that made me really terrified was because they're the Phillies, and because it just would figure,
right?
I was like, oh, it's gonna. Their Braves are gonna end up signing,
right? Somebody in the division,
right?
Anyone, Braves, Mets, somebody like that.
And then Bryce Harper would be miserable and be like, I want out of here and get traded to the Braves, and the Braves fucking have a dynasty,
like 9 World Series in a row.
Exactly.
They fucking get Tom Brady. He fucking takes him to like 9 World Series somehow.
Tom Brady, in a stunning turn of events, is coming in to hit 9 home runs.
They changed the rules of baseball to allow him to throw the football over the wall as a home run. It's like, what the fuck is happening? I swear he's cheating.
Yes.
But Real Muto. Yeah,
5 years, 100
Now you are the biggest Phillies fan that I know.
Yes.
And I have to imagine that news was a topper for you for the day.
I feel like since the end of the season, slowly, I've been collecting a large amount of shit in my body, like a constipation. And I was just like today, even because they're like, of course, because people are assholes and they just can't be honest in the news. They're like, oh yeah, apparently there's some mutual interest between the Braves and fucking Atlanta.
Right,
and I'm like,
the hot stove people got to get
John Heyman. Fuck you.
Yeah, you got to get the clicks. You know?
Hey man, I got to get I want to see what's all about. And then
gotta get the buzz going.
Yeah. So So they're trying to fuck me big time and make me think that. So
give you anxiety.
Right. So it was just like now that all got released, like a nice heavy dump, thick bull buster. Just
how well put. I'm sure our fans love your
and. Oh, yes, I'm sure they enjoyed that. I just talked about a very heavy shit. No, the other thing that's pretty great is, and I don't think our luck's going to be continuing tonight, but the Sixers have been playing pretty good. They lost last night without Embiid. And now
that's the problem.
The Lakers without Embiid.
Like, if no Embiid is no bueno, it's not gonna be good. Yeah, LeBron he's gonna score 80 points. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I'm very, very nervous about that. I mean, they're going to lose. It's probably going to happen. I know I'm being negative. And I'm you mushed them.
Yeah,
I think they're just doomed.
The Sixers have the pieces. They just got to put it all together, man. And they'll figure it out. But if they don't have Embiid, it's fucking the shit is over.
Seal, deliver.
It would be like the Lakers not having LeBron, dude. They're fucking toast. Even with Anthony Davis, the Sixers still have Ben Simmons.
Embiid has multiple 40-point games this season, and we've only just 17 games?
Just begun.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of beginning something, we should probably get to the scenario.
Let's do it.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Good news, everyone.
Yay!
Good news.
Good news. So what you if you're not doing the audio only and you are now enjoying the video, you just saw a pretty cool video intro to the scenario.
Well done, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And dude, this one was really good because it made me really kind of like recapture and think about all of those shows.
Yeah, we've been doing that. We're doing a lot of sitcom related scenarios, so we're going to kind of stick with it for now. So the good news is that you've been sucked into a 90s TV time warp, and you must choose one family to live with, and there's 6 choices here.
Yep.
So choose wisely. So we're going to discuss why we would choose one or the other and why not, and all the fun stuff that goes with that. So the number 1 is Home Improvement.
So I don't know if you have my opinion.
I'm going to read them all.
Oh, you're going to go through
number 1, Home Improvement.
Okay.
Number 2 is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yep.
Number 3 is Full House.
Yep.
Number 4 is The Connors or Roseanne.
Yeah.
Number 5, Married with Children. And number 6, Family Matters.
Yes.
So you must choose to live with one of those families.
Right.
So flip the coin.
Yes, indeed. Here we go.
I'll call it.
All right.
Let's do a little heads.
Heads keys.
Yeah.
All right.
Hit the heads. Go ahead. Hit it. Flip it. Flip it for real.
Heads it is.
All right. So, you go first.
All right.
So walk me through.
I'm going to walk you through my process.
Yeah, walk me through your process of why you're choosing what you're choosing.
All right. Well, I'm going to go through these.
So I would go elimination process.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to the final singular winner.
The old drill down method.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to start with, and these kind of went somewhat in the order of the least I'd want to. So this is the worst one for me.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes. Yeah, nothing like a giant throat clear into a microphone on a podcast.
I'm sorry, I don't have a cough button.
I'm sorry your COVID is acting up. maybe fucking tamp it down for a little bit.
Talk all day for a fucking living. What are you going for me? All right. So Roseanne, number 1.
Okay.
No fucking way. All right. Becky, she's fine. She's pretty all right. She's all right. But I'd be cautious about hitting it just because, that family.
Oh, well, you immediately go to the sexual relationship you could potentially have with the family members?
Well, I will get into that. But I'm saying.
That's immediately. There's your immediate first comment. No,
because I didn't get the only goodness.
Oh, okay.
So this is the only silver lining is maybe having sex with Becky, but just because of how white trash that family is, the likelihood, because white trash daughters have they're super fertile. So you just think about fucking they got 9 kids of yours and you're stuck.
Yeah.
So high likelihood of pregnancy means it's not that
okay.
great.
Yeah.
But the goddamn rest of that family is a mess.
Oh yeah, nightmare.
Fucking a pill-addicted mom who's definitely abusive when the cameras aren't on. A fat, likely gonna die dad who's probably also abusive, even though he seems nice.
Yes.
Little pipsqueak DJ fucking is a turd.
DJ right? Tanner.
And Darlene seems like she's going to be a militant lesbian. Yeah. So I like, you know.
I mean, she might be into some sweet goth shit, you know?
Maybe.
Into some fucking
I don't know
punk rocks, some with the fucking misfits or something, you know.
With the amount of flannels that I saw, Sarah McLachlan was going to be played.
Oh
yeah, yeah.
Ford on Blondes.
Yeah, the Indigo girls are going to be making a large presence in my house and making me want to kill myself.
Okay, so
fucking pass.
So numero 6 is Roseanne for you.
Yep.
Ass last. Okay, so number 5.
Next one's not much better.
Okay,
Home Improvement.
Okay,
and it's again simple for me. There's a 100% chance that I would be killed I'd be murdered for killing Tool Time Tim, grunting. 10 minutes in, it would wear thin oh my God. Then I'm probably gonna have to kill the neighbor who's peeping over the fence watching me like take a plastic bag and put it over stupid Tim Taylor. So I don't want to hear it. I just want to
hear so not into the Tool Time?
No.
Because Pamela Anderson was on that show.
Yeah. So
well, I mean,
if you're talking about a young Pamela Anderson will suck my dick before I go to death row. Like she was super hot in that, but she's that hot, and still, I think that Tim Allen would be so annoying, or Tim Taylor, whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah, it was real name's Tim Allen, obviously, but well, we already know how you feel about Tim Allen based on your dislike of the Santa Claus in our
fuck that movie too. Sorry,
in our Christmas draft.
And I don't hate Tim Allen completely, but mostly. All right, so then. We come to Full House.
Okay.
Again, David Coulier is going to get beat down, or he's going to die real fast. I mean, cut it out.
Oh, cut man.
His throat. Fuck that. I hope he dies. The Hawaiian shirts alone would make me want to just ground and pound him all day.
That's
the only
hilarious.
silver lining there is maybe you go out with Uncle Jesse and get like the ugly girl of, ugly friend of the girl he's trying to have
you get his fucking hand-me-downs, his fucking cast off. Yeah, Uncle Jesse is
Yeah, dude, come on.
Yeah. Well, Lori Loughlin at least get you into a good college.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point.
Like, hey, I got into Princeton at least.
Yeah, exactly. Get in trouble for
Have
it later.
mercy.
Yeah. Oh God, dude, gross. No Full House. Now, then it gets a little bit better. Like Family Matters, Urkel, definitely super annoying. But Carl Winslow is the man. Like, I don't know why. Like in particular, I liked him as a character. I just remember liking him.
Yeah.
I don't really remember a lot about that show outside of.
He was very didn't take no guff. He was very matter of fact.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I liked him. That's why I liked him.
He was he dealt with a lot of bullshit and didn't let it get to him. And he was like he was good at laying down the law.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, but it's still not the winner because Urkel. So, and at least he's a cop. So, like, when Urkel mysteriously disappears,
yes,
he can help me, cover that. Yeah, I think Urkel ran away to Canada.
Plus, in case if there's any problems at the Nakatomi Tower, he'll be there to because he was the cop in Die Hard, so he'll be there to help resolute that too.
Yeah, see, look, it's winter. Oh, dude,
yeah, he'll help. Oh, hey, yeah. Oh, wow. Did that finally come in the mail like 6 months later?
Take a look.
Yeah, you could have just saved it for Christmas next year.
Yeah, that's right. Wow, come on.
Sweet.
It's a Christmas.
It's a Christmas. Sure.
There you go, my friend.
Just in time for Christmas in July.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. That was weird.
All right.
All right. Hey, now. All right. So now.
So you're down to 2.
Married with Children is second to last.
Okay.
Who wants to be super poor with the suicidal dad?
A suicidal women's shoe salesman.
Yeah, sex-crazed mom with puffy hair.
Yep, that doesn't work. And just
Kelly Bundy, though.
Oh, yeah. Christina Applegate, man.
Dude, at her absolute scorching hottest. The hottest.
Yeah, she was, yeah.
She was, stiffened many a sock to Kelly Bundy.
Oh, man.
Let me tell you what.
poor way to put it.
Yeah.
I just let that.
Yes. Sorry.
But then you got Bud. You got to hang out with what was his? Remember he had a rap persona. Remember it was something B. It was like Killer B or something like that. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. What's his name? Bud Bundy.
Yeah.
It was. Find out.
He had like a Raiders hat that he would like turn backwards and like wear like a flannel shirt to like try to pick up chicks.
It is.
It was like Grandmaster B or something like that.
Wait, hold on a minute. Yeah, it was Grandmaster B. Yes. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw it said not in the Hall of Fame, Grandmaster B. Not very good. So
you have to deal with that.
Yeah, he stinks. So he would, and I wouldn't want to like be that poor. They're crazy poor, that ultimately landed where I wanted to be in the first place.
This is a story of
I'm going to be in Bel Air.
Yeah, man.
Characters are great across the board. No one really sucks. I can get exercise by helping to throw Jazzy Jeff out the front door. Carlton could dance. I could go, dude. I could make wholesome rap with fucking Jazzy Jeff downstairs in the basement studio.
Yeah. Yes. I mean. And then you're fucking super wealthy.
Yeah.
You got a judge for stepdad.
Kelly Bundy, who's really, really hot.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah.
Literally. And I could have chosen that, but that's shit. They're so poor.
Yeah. Then you got a butler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even this sister, I can't remember what her name was. She was kind of annoying. She was kind of annoying, but she was still pretty hot. So,
so I think.
But number one for you is
Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Okay.
Yeah. All right. What about you?
So
what was your process?
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna run it down the same way.
Okay.
Ours is a little different.
Okay.
Slightly.
All right.
Eventually we arrive pretty much at the same thing. But. Number one, worse for me. Number 6 is Family Matters.
Oh.
Like Urkel, maybe 5 minutes with Urkel before I burn the house to the ground.
Yeah,
like it's like it's just didn't I do that? And like it's just non.
You know what the other thing too is?
Fucking and then it was such a like that character became like there was like an Urkel board game. It was like Do the Urkel was a song.
I forgot about Do the Urkel. That legitimately made me upset. I hope that somehow the camera caught my eyes because they went wide for a second. I was like, oh God,
yeah,
Do the
man.
Urkel.
It was a nightmare. That would be like,
oh my God.
Like that would be like I'm gonna go home and like Urkel's gonna be at my house. That's the only thing that's gonna be worse. That he's gonna be walking around my house while they're doing construction, and they'll be like, "Did I do that?" And
you'd be like,
I'll drown myself in the tub. So number 6 was Family Matters for me.
Okay.
A very very close number 5 was Roseanne. Like I already like my entire Western Pennsylvania family is already that family. Like I don't need more of that. I don't need to invite like all that's basically like that fucking redneck conservative white trash that is
not you.
I've been there, done that. If I'm going to get sucked into a time warp and I have a choice of where I land, it's certainly not going to be there. Yeah. As much as I'd like to have a beer with fucking Dan Connors, like
dude, it's just too much.
Yeah, like other like.
And like drunk ass Aunt Jackie, fucking
just
always rolling up. She was annoying too.
I can't. Stink. No. Hell no. And Roseanne, just the worst of the worst.
Yes.
And I don't know what the fascination with her it was or just coming up and like.
Did you watch her on the Young Comedian special?
I remember her stand up. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I was like, for what it was fine. I'm not necessarily my cup of tea, but like not bad.
It was just, I just never got the fascination with Roseanne. It was one of the shows that we watched when I was growing up. Like, it came on TV and my family watched it, and it was not, like, I could get it because it's relatable because a lot of my family is like fucking Roseanne. So it's just like, I don't need,
part of it too. You don't need more of it.
Yeah,
like, I already have enough of that shit.
No, thank you.
I get that. I understand that.
So number 4 for me is Home Improvement.
Okay.
Not so much the annoyance of Tim the Tool Man, and he is annoying, but at least he can maybe teach me how to do some fucking drywall for my basement. That'll get a learning fucking experience.
Man. Triggering you because of your construction woes.
or I'll get at least Al Borland, so he knew what the fuck he was doing. At least
Al's
fucking get fucking Al up in there. But the fucking
I don't think so.
The
Tim.
fucking
his line. They all had lines.
The three
lines and fucking
the three boys. The fucking JTT and the other one that just got arrested for beating his fucking girlfriend. Brad. Really? What he played Brad. I can't remember what the fuck his real name is, but yeah, he just got arrested recently. But like just dealing with those three whiny little chumps would make me want to fucking take Tim Taylor's nail gun and fucking stick it in my forehead. Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
Right in the temple.
So that's out. Okay. So that narrows me down to Married with Children,
Full House, right?
Full House, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So, Married with Children, is I'm out.
Okay. Why? And for what reason?
So, I already said, Grandmaster B. And
Grandmaster B. You might just stop there. Like
Katie Seagal. And just portrays Peg perfectly. I know. But like just
great actress.
And Al is just like, he's just miserable. He's like it's always it's just the worst scenario to be in. Like there's zero and
no light.
There's no light.
Nothing.
And Anthrax came by once. That would be fucking cool shit. Yeah. They all trip balls on the mystery fucking meat that was in their aluminum foil because there's never any food in that house.
I know, dude. Like I said,
it's
Kelly Bundy
is so
situation. Fucking hot.
That's literally the only
ridiculously hot, and how much she was like one of my top
heartthrobs, right? Girls.
Just too poor. Too poor and too miserable and too dark.
Yeah. So then it leaves me with Full House and Fresh Prince. Okay. So I'm out on Full House. And just they call it Full House for a reason.
Because it's full.
Too many goddamn people there.
How many people live in that house? Seriously. It's not a big house, right?
You got 3 daughters.
Yep.
2 uncles.
4 daugers. Isn't it 4 twins? The 2 twins.
Well, they weren't twins on the show.
Oh,
they played by twins. Right. Yeah, there were only one person. Yeah, so 3. You had 3 daughters. You had 2 uncles.
2 uncles.
Then you have dad and aunt.
And Lori.
Yeah, Lori. So like 8 fucking people in that house, basically, if I land there.
Yeah.
So it's just like.
No, but you see how small it is.
Yeah, and then
they have an upstairs with their bedrooms, a really small, like where.
Yeah, they're in San Francisco, so the rent is like fucking
$1 billion for that little shoebox.
Yeah, exactly.
They're doing well.
Yeah, and then
barely getting like 1,000 square feet to.
Like I said, Lori Loughlin could get me into fucking Princeton or Harvard. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
that's not bad.
I could jam with fucking Uncle Jesse and his band.
Yeah, it might be okay. For a little bit.
do some covers. Make some scratch that way.
Yeah, why not? Again, you still get to go hang out without after the show with Uncle Jesse to get some trim. Not bad.
Do some meth with fucking Stephanie.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. She became real fun in life.
So
good for her.
So they're out. So ultimately I ended up in the same place as you, and that's in Bel-Air.
That's amazing.
It's just, the best case scenario, you have fun people, you have wealth, you have, your cool factor if you're hanging out with Will Smith at that school is 100 times more.
You are the shit.
You got your jacket on inside out with the paisley shit on the outside.
You could not be in all the other scenarios that you put out there. You could not be more killing it than if you're boys and I live with the Fresh.
Even if you were hanging out with Carlton, and even if Will was like, "You're a fucking dork, I'm not hanging out with you," and then I'd hang out with Carlton, fucking dance around to Tom Jones. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
He really rode that into the ground, didn't he? Jesus
He sure did. Still riding that sucker.
I just can't believe it's still around.
Yeah, man. Amazing. Carlton is still going strong. Man. Fresh Prince was number 1 for
choice.
Me. Yeah.
Fantastic choice.
Yeah, man. We ultimately ended up in the same spot.
Well, I think, look, ultimately, when you think about it, like, where am I going to be the most comfortable? Where am I going to have the most fun? There's a lot of problems in those other scenarios, all of them. So I think that we both landed in the right spot.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so now we could do. I'm going to give you a choice here. We could do the breakdown, which is really going to be great, or we can do the topic randomizer.
We haven't done the breakdown early on in a while. Let's rock that out.
All right, let me tee it up. But as we all know, the inauguration occurred. We have a new president.
We do.
President Joe Biden and
Sniffy McGee.
Sniffy
McSleepy.
He enjoys smelling people.
I remember walking by the television when the inauguration was happening.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching it. It was on the TV. And I was like, I wonder if he fell asleep yet. Like his own inauguration. Yeah. Doing that, like, that dip out.
Dude,
you give my he was about the same age as my grandfather when I remember him before he died. And, he sat down in his recliner and fall asleep within minutes. So it just made me think that Joe Biden would do the same thing in his inauguration.
How could you not? Like, of course he is.
And that shit's boring anyway, as much as you got fucking J-Lo performing it was like, I was like, is this a Super Bowl halftime show? Like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Like,
it's J-Lo and Lady Gaga and fucking
weird out.
Chrissy Teigen's here.
What's the name of the stupid band that sings this? Don't give up, you got the dreamer's disease. That song.
I have no idea. I know what song you're talking about, but I don't know what the band is.
They chose, of all bands, they said, you guys. It's like JD and the Straight Shot showed up.
Oh, God.
Slide.
No.
Yes. All right, well.
So we do have a new president.
We do. And
some people are not pleased.
So we present to you this week the breakdown.
You busted.
The best, ass chin I've ever seen. That's where we start. You're going to see this gentleman, and what I want you to think of is, I want it to carved out of fine wax, like a round butt and legs coming down. When you see this man, this ass chin, and I'm trying to think famous people that have ass chins. Who's got an ass chin?
Well, Bill O'Brien, formerly head coach and general manager of the Houston Texans, literally had a butthole chin. He had a full chin and it had a hole in the middle of it. So it looked like an ass and a butthole.
Legitimately deep into the...
He had a really good ass chin.
I mean, good's probably relative.
Yeah,
but, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
But this guy is, and look, I feel bad. We've said it here before, that we are not political, whatever, right? We both don't give a shit, really. I'm not country and all that stuff.
I have things
opinions
that I am opinionated on. I tend to lean. I tend to be fiscally conservative, but
correct.
Socially liberal.
Same here.
So I can, a lot of times, I can see positive and negatives on both sides of the thing, which is why I kind of land in the middle, and I tend to find faults in
either
all
side.
Politicians on either side. So
I think that's a smart and more pragmatic way to go about thinking about politics and thinking about you're making decisions based on the issue, not the person, not the party.
Right.
The person has something to do with it. Like I can say, I either like you or I don't. I've got gut feeling around that, but ultimately, to your point, it's about the policy. Right. And if it's something that is to your, what you said before, which is if it's socially oriented a little bit more on it, but there's not, it's so definitive. You're either on one side or the other. Usually
it sucks that
you have to choose a lane.
People in politics and the way politics are now, particularly with social media, is you have to claim, what set do you claim? You know what I mean? Like, you have to pick your fucking side.
Yeah.
And, you know, once you pick that side, you can't waver. There's no going back. Like, you can't, like, you know, once you say, once you proclaim out to the universe, out to social media or whatever it might be, that are like, oh, I'm a Democrat, or oh, I'm a Republican, or oh, I'm conservative, or I'm liberal, whatever you may be, the people on the other side immediately are like, or they're like, well, fuck you because of this, or fuck you because of that. They're done listening for the most part.
They have no interest in that.
Yeah, they have no interest in you or what your opinions are or anything anymore. It's like you're either either with me or against me.
You're on the one side of the gym or the other side of the gym. And again, you know how I know you're right is because, you know, like when a Republican, let's say a Republican, and they just had a vote on the impeachment about going to trial or not.
Right.
And some Republicans voted against Trump. When people that are in a party vote against their own party, it's a fucking problem and it's a story. Right. So like they're saying, you know, look, we say that we have these two sides, but you hear people say, well, he's kind of a liberal Republican, or like he's a staunch Republican, or, you know, he's a little bit more conservative, a Democrat, whatever. But you can't even have that really distinction, because the second that you have a differing opinion on something against your party, you're done.
You're out.
They're like, fuck you. You're not. You're disloyal, so you're out.
Who's the Mormon guy that was on the Republican side? Mitt Romney.
Yeah,
dude, they cast him into the fucking ocean like a fishing line, man. Like, once he proclaimed that he wasn't down with Trump and most of what he was saying or doing, the party was fucking done with his ass.
Yep.
So like, you can't. It's just like once you're in, you're either in or you're out. Well, you know, it's just like, you know, fucking. So once you draw these hard lines in the sand, that it makes it really hard to fill them back in.
True. Yes, and you can't. And there's like, I'm trying to think of somebody who in politics, because politics is really like, it's a one strike rule. Like if you fuck up like that, it's kind of like you're like almost banned from the other side. It's like, we're not going to push you. You're going to get pulled back down into whatever position you're in. And then we're not going to support you the next time the election cycle comes around. So. Well,
they had the one guy in Jersey, Jeff Van Drew, who was a Democrat, and then he flipped to a Republican because he thought it would further his political career, and that did not work out for him.
Worked poorly. Not exactly. So that strategy was not effective.
So let's hear more about this.
This
creature that you've presented to us.
This
today.
Guy is he is heartbroken over the fact that Trump lost, and you know what I appreciate is somebody who can really articulate their feelings,
right,
and pull at the heartstrings. Okay. So here we go.
Hello, this is Super Trump 2020. I'm very, very sad right now. My president has gone.
So
is he in a diner? Like, what is that? What is happening in the background?
When you see the background,
I have not seen this or heard this, by the way, in somewhat classic fashion.
No exposure to it whatsoever.
I have not been exposed to this yet. Well, so I'm watching and listening along with you fine folks as well.
Yeah. So here's what I would probably tell you that's the most, like the kitchen part of it. Absolutely. In the back, you could see a straight shot where there's a little open window where there's a cafeteria. But this is definitely got, VFW energy.
Okay.
Like there's a bunch of tables where people probably talk about wars and play cards and say racist things. Right. You know what I mean? Those Koreans. So that's what's going on here for sure.
Got it.
All right. So
the president, my president has gone.
My president's gone. He is. When you see his face,
he's devastated.
It's very, very sad.
His butt face is devastated.
His chin is the worst. All right, here we go.
No more, Mr. Nice Guy. Let's do something.
Oh, wait a minute. That was the wrong one.
Oh, okay. No more, Mr. Nice Guy.
No, that was the wrong one.
Oops.
Although that is a that's a good one. That'll be good when it's time to actually do that one. Fucking asshole. Today. All right, here we go. I got it. That's the one.
No more, Mr. Nice Guy. Let's do.
It's the same one. Did this get mislabeled? Hold on a minute. I got it.
I got it. Jeez,
Margie. It's because there's more than. All right, come on. No, there we go. There we go. That's the right one. I hope. If it switches again, I'm going to cry.
And now we're forced with a dictator. This is so crazy.
Now we're forced with a dictator.
This is so
the
crazy.
Old dictator.
Now, as you
the
hear,
old penis potato.
I don't know if you heard
dictator.
Dictator.
Penis potato.
That's some Weird Al shit. All right, so wait. I want you to really listen because you can hear, through his emotional speech, the sound of a tray being
now
loaded
we're forced
onto
with a dictator.
Yep.
Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, that's what I said. I was like, it's not like he's a diner, cafeteria, homeless shelter.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like this is a place where people go and like put chairs in a circle to talk about their problems.
Okay.
That kind of
deal. Okay, got it. So let's continue on with our friend here.
Here he goes.
He's very sad.
Who very?
I want to say Joe Biden will never be my president. I'll never call him President Biden.
I want to say
maybe alcohol involved.
He's never been a third president for. Dude, his inability to get past his neck fat, chin fat, and teeth
to articulate his words. Well, I mean, it's funny because, when Trump won, there was a slew of annoying Democrats that were like,
oh yeah,
Trump's not my president.
They did the same thing. They all do the same shit.
And then of course the Republicans were like, shut the fuck up, snowflake. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and then
we won, get over it.
And now it's like, now that it's essentially happened to them, they're like, I'm not going to call, but it's just completely flipped. And they're just the same people on different fucking sides now.
Exactly.
Now they're the same annoying fucks. It's just you flip flopped.
It's an excellent point. It is now it's just like, all right, hey guys, we got to switch sides.
Yeah, it's like
walk across and like
it's like in tennis when you fucking when you get to the fucking next game, you gotta fucking just walk around the fucking net. Still the same people, just on different sides.
Oh god,
it's the worst.
It's the worst. Okay, so let's listen. This guy really goes. He starts to string together literally poetry. It's
okay.
Beautiful.
Joe Biden, you're a crook. You're a thief. You're a liar. You friggin' deserve to be arrested right now.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm wondering what he's basing all of these claims.
My guess is nothing. I think that this man is just upset, and what he hears is the surface, like just the flotsam, right? That comes from Fox News, and it's like Joe Biden's a liar. Joe Biden's a liar.
Well, I mean, I basically shared his sentiments when Ben Roethlisberger threw 4 interceptions against the Browns. So Ben Roethlisberger should be arrested immediately. What are you basing that off of? Emotion?
Because it's what I want.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean? It's what I want to happen.
I mean, if Ben Roethlisberger was going to be arrested, it would happen a long time ago.
Oh yeah. There were some other charges that were a little bit more serious than throwing 4 interceptions in a playoff game.
Yeah,
there's some ladies that would probably like to prioritize the case files. We're gonna get through these traffic tickets before we get to the double homicide.
Oh fuck!
All right, let's keep going.
This is crazy. Nothing's happening.
So this guy, and again, I really do think that we should have watched this, or you should have watched it.
It's okay.
This, because when you see it, like the amount of choking back tears, the seriousness, the fact that this guy in a bingo hall or wherever the fuck he is just sitting there sobbing and taking a selfie video. He's like, he had some kind of a screen name. If you heard the first, like, this is Super Trump 2020.
Right, yeah, something like that.
Like, that's his fucking Twitter handle. If you guys look up Super Trump 2020, you might find this weird, if you see an ass chin, that's the guy.
So there's things that certain people become emotional over that other people will not or won't ever, and sometimes you just don't get it.
Well,
there are people that will get emotional. Like, you fucking shed tears of joy when the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
That is true.
There were people that would call you an insane person for crying when your team wins a championship. Whatever. Like you were out there on the field with them. But there's people that understand that emotion and there's people that don't. Yeah. And people that get emotional over, like some people get emotional over TV shows. You know what I mean? Like, there's the one that's on TV now.
Oh, This Is Us?
Yeah. That people, it's just like a cry fest. So people get emotional about that stuff and some people don't. And, you know, people get emotional over politics. Obviously, we've seen it that they take it too far. Everybody. We see that they have a emotional connection to this. Mostly it's because sometimes it's all they have. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, like this dude it may have been the only thing that was connecting him to the rest of the universe and society was the fact that he was a Trump supporter.
I might be a little hard on this guy. That's a good point. Maybe he doesn't have a lot going on, but at the same time, those are exactly the people that end up storming into the Capitol with a Viking helmet on and putting their feet on a politician's desk, disrespecting our system of government because they didn't like the way that something turned out. Right. Yep. That's this guy's energy. Yeah. Like he's that upset. I mean, the difference is, and again, you'll see this when you look at it. He's not somebody that has the kind of motivation to be able to, you know, buy a ticket on a plane because he's definitely not in Washington D.C. somewhere in the Midwest and fly out. Yeah, and then end
up on an FBI watch list.
Exactly. He doesn't have the motivation. He's just going to be like, this is bullshit, and into a selfie video that maybe one person's going to see.
Well, now more people are going to see it because we put it out there.
Yeah, well, that's what he thought at the time. Now everyone's seeing it. All right, so let's throw this one on. I think I might have gone out of order, but let's see.
Joe Biden, you're a crook.
Yep, heard that one. Yep.
Okay, no, I didn't.
I'm so upset. I love you. I love Donald Trump.
I love you.
I was such. That's what the fucking he did. He was like, man. He realized he fucked up because he goes, I love you, Donald Trump. I mean, he said, I love you, Donald Trump. I love the president. I love presidencies. I love people that are presidents. I'm not gay. We're gay. Shut up. Dude, I love you. That was, I mean, like I've I hear less sincere I love yous from my daughters on a daily basis.
For sure. 100%.
Yeah. This guy, he loves Donald Trump. Big fan.
Yeah. Huge.
Okay.
Bigly.
We won the election. It was stolen from us fair and square.
Now,
I'm making Adam Devine give face.
You stole the election fair and square. Oh, you got us good. You got us. You hornswoggled us good. 4 years. We'll get you next time. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think he's stringing together the right turn of phrase there.
No, he's way off.
And yeah, I come back to the question of with what proof do we have here of these claims Kevin, of thievery?
This may surprise you,
yes,
but there's actually a lot of evidence to the contrary. Like there's a lot of people that have done investigation since November 8th or 9th, 10th. You know, whenever they actually finally finished it, but they were investigating immediately, even before the election. This is bullshit. So they've been doing it for a long time. My guess is if they would have found something, they probably would have by now, and we would have known about it.
Yeah, I mean, what happens in these types of scenarios is that you get this groundswell of they're hiding something from you, right? And you're never going to know about it, and because of that, it must have happened because you don't know that it happened,
right? Or how about this?
You'll never know that it happened. Like keeping it from you, it's a secret.
Yes. Shh.
Yeah.
You know what? Look, I wanted to win, so I cheated. It's like, you're a cheater. You cheated, dude. You fucking lost. All right. I don't care. Like whatever side of the fucking fence you're on, don't give a shit. You're probably lovely people. If you're listening to this podcast, you certainly are. But frankly, it doesn't matter. Like, who gives a shit? It's like going to be 4 years of the same bullshit, just to the other direction for a while. All of a sudden, we're going to care about the ozone layer. That's 4 years of that. And then, we'll probably get taxed out the bejesus. 4 more years of that. That's kind of what happens.
So it's like the Packers Tampa Bay game that we just watched.
Yeah.
It was clearly a pass interference penalty call that should have been made against Tampa Bay.
Yep.
It resulted in an interception.
Yep.
And that sucks. But
it does.
There isn't a bunch of there's a bunch of people that are like, they cheated. They should overturn the result of that game. And believe me, I would love to have Tom
Brady's not exactly known for his he's known for his involvement.
Okay, well maybe that's part of it. Maybe that they think because Joe Biden has been in office before, he was the vice president, he's been a career politician. Maybe they think that he's got some, he's got some shisty moves in him that have created this. In the same way that people think that Tom Brady cheated back in the day to win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
But there's not going to be, it doesn't matter how many people think that the election was stolen. You're never going to be able to prove otherwise.
Right.
Evidence has come out to the contrary, and it's just, you're going to have to get over this emotional hurdle. And then in 4 years, it'll be your turn to shine again.
Kevin, we're being unfair.
Okay. Are we? I thought it was being pretty fair.
No. They stole the election fair and square.
Oh, that's right. It was fair and square. I forgot.
It was fair and square.
I forgot.
Yeah. So, what are we really complaining about? Huh? You got us. It's like, you rapscallion, 4 years. Get you. I'll get you.
We'll be back.
All right. Let's see. God, I'm the king of repeating clips because I can't remember the labels.
Well, I mean.
We won the election.
Wait.
We won the election. It was stolen from us fair and square.
Okay. I did say that one.
Yep.
But they stole it. This is ridiculous.
They stole it? This is ridiculous.
Give me my Piscetti.
They stole it.
They stole it.
Oh,
man. They stole it. They stole it fair and square.
Listen,
they stole it.
Some people don't speak intelligently. It doesn't mean they're unintelligent. But,
they stole the
you put on you put on a clown mask, people are going to think you can juggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like that kind of an ass chin, you better believe.
I don't like to judge people by their inability to properly pronounce English words. But
he was struggling.
Yeah,
he was struggling big time.
I'll just assume that this particular gentleman isn't as well read as most.
No, I think that's a fair assessment.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, look, and move forward.
To your point, he's probably a lovely guy.
And
I'm sure he's a nice enough
quite
guy.
Emotional.
He's like you want to go watch a fucking a little bit of a drama rom-com over there, you might get some tears. So
this guy has the energy of the guy that I called you and told you about at the Wawa.
Oh yeah.
And,
God.
So
Jesus Christ.
Quick side story here. So the last podcast we recorded, I left here. I stopped at Wawa, and I was just getting drinks. And this fat, probably in his 50s, generally unkempt individual is walking towards me to come behind me in line to get cigarettes. So as he's walking in my direction, a woman comes sprinting in from the parking lot and runs up to this guy and basically starts yelling at him, what were you saying to my daughters? Why did you stop them and ask them where they were going?
Dude.
And I'm like, oh, well, this is interesting. Yeah. So my attention has turned to this particular situation that's playing out right in front of me. So this woman's like, why'd you stop my daughters? Why'd you ask them where they were going? They're 13 years old.
Jesus.
And this guy's like, he's like, he's a humming. Oh yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. She's like, she shouldn't be talking. They're 13. What are you talking to them about? What are you asking them where they're going? And she's like, you shouldn't be talking to young girls at all, let alone 13-year-olds. And he's like, oh, I didn't know. I thought they were older. You know what I mean? And she's like, that's no excuse. He's like, I'm sorry. She's like, I don't want to hear, I'm sorry. I want you to say you're never going to talk to girls again. So then now he has positioned himself I'm between him and this woman now. The woman is over my shoulder yelling at him, and he's in line for cigarettes. Right. And I'm like, I just want to check out at this point, because now I'm not even looking at the guy at the cash register. Right. Everybody's looking at this situation now. So this woman is like yelling at him, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, Allie's 13. Dude. What if this guy was trying to fucking get out? And then she's like, are you trying to get them to go somewhere with you? Like, like pick them up? Like, what were you doing? And then like, I have like an energy drink like this in my hand, and I'm like instant twisted tea guy. Like, I'm like, my hand goes to the changes position. I'm like, I'm like, I'm going to have to come upside this dude's head with a fucking monster energy drink. And this woman is going, and like now everybody's looking eyeballing this dude hard. And he's just like, he reads the room quickly, and he's just like, he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by it, it won't happen again. And he walked the fuck out. But like, good for her, man, because essentially what happened was, she was in the car. Her girls went in to get food or drinks or whatever. Right. For school. And when they came out, it was a Sunday. Oh, Sunday. Oh, yeah. Right, so when they came out, we're going back to the car. There was just the two of them. The mom wasn't with them. So she saw from the car this guy stop the kid and start talking to them, and then continue on. And then the kids got back in the car, and the woman was like, "What did that guy say to you?" And, and then she came right after.
Oh, dude, let me tell you something.
So,
it would have been
good for her, man.
There would have been 0 words. It would have been on site.
Oh, and this dude knew he was fucked, because he's reading my face in front of this woman, and then he's got all the attention of everyone else that's around him, and he's like, I need to leave. Stat.
You had the same face as the camera guy when Randy was on Wheel of Fortune.
Oh yeah, it was just like this was not ending well in any situation where this guy was going to apologize his way out of. He had to fucking leave.
He had to go.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. So anyway, back to this fucker. Back to this guy who was probably the guy trying to buy cigarettes at Wawa.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him.
What are we going to do, Patriots? What are we going to do, American citizens? Are we going to roll over and let this happen?
What do you guys, dude? Like, can you imagine if you were in the army and this was your battalion commander, and this is the enunciation and cadence of his voice, his vocal tonality?
What are we going to do, Patriots? What are we going to do, American citizens? Are we going to roll over and let this happen?
Yeah, again, see, this is it's bumming me out, because I actually feel a bit bad for this.
You feeling bad?
Like, just because, like, I don't feel bad for the fact that if this guy could get his mobility scooter up the stairs of the Capitol, that he would have been one of the people in there for sure.
No, I mean, the Capitol's probably handicap access. So you could probably just roll up the.
But at the same time, it's just like, it bums me out that this guy is like so emotionally defeated that he's just grasping at this one thing that he had and doesn't have anything else, probably.
Well, but again,
being that he's filming this in a cafeteria of some sort,
but there's
in the saddest fucking TikTok video you've ever seen.
Dude,
in your
let
life.
me tell you something. It literally is. It's got the, if I remember correctly, like a very like kind of pale yellowish wall, just like one random veteran like kind of grumbling by in the background,
right?
Somebody doing dishes loudly the entire time. Like, there's a lot going, and it is sad, but at the same time, when you just see this guy, you just know, if you had to live with him again, you'd be so like, oh God, why, man? It's like living at the fucking Married with Children house. It's depressing.
It is depressing.
All right, so let's keep going. Fucking Al Bundy returns.
No, I say no. Do not allow it to happen. Do not go to sleep.
Do not allow it to happen. Do not go to sleep.
Okay.
Don't go to sleep.
All right. Go to sleep.
Is it with the fucking Freddy Krueger? And don't go to sleep.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, so he's trying to rally the troops, and
yeah, man. Really going well. No, it's not.
We need to do something. We need to rise up and fight back.
You have me sold.
Yeah, I mean. He has the energy of that Patton Oswalt bit that you brought up before.
The whiskey, the treadmill. It's little incremental gains. Not going to really see a difference when you use it. It's like, thank you. We have your headshot.
Whiskey and pretzels and porn.
It's like
are on the other side.
You can eat and drink us and jerk off to him. You're like, sold. That's exactly it.
Yeah, he's got that treadmill energy.
I mean, he's not putting himself in the right kind of environments to be, more charismatic. He's in a dingy yellow VHW hall where there's a lot of or not VHW.
VFW.
What's VHW?
Nothing.
Oh. I don't know. This guy made me sad. Let's go. Let's take a break or something.
Let's wrap this up.
To go listen to F45. Oh wait, yeah, I guess it's the end of the no, it's not. We're doing
wait, hold on. Is that the end? Was that it for him?
That was it.
Oh man.
I think wait, hold on.
No more, Mr. Nice Guy. Let's do something. God bless.
That was it.
Wow.
No, we're Mr. Nice Guy. Listen, I'm not scared of that. If someone's like, no, we're Mr. Nice Guy. All right, like, so what? I mean, angry guy is not really getting me fucking frightened. So I don't know, what are you gonna do?
No more Mr. Nice Guy. He's like, he definitely listened to that, like in his fucking in his head on the way there, or he listened to that in the car. Yes. Yeah, he's fucking cranking that shit up.
Oh, dude, no, Mr. Nice Guy. Like, this guy is just he's like the energy vampire from fucking. He's like the energy.
Oh, what was that show on FX?
Yeah, what we do in the shadows.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
He'd sit there, and I literally felt myself getting more tired just listening to him. Like, Jesus Christ.
We got to go to commercial so I could get a nap in.
All right, taking a break. We'll be back. It's time for podcast shoutouts. We support the independent creators, and you should too. So, you should check out these pods starting with the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour. Ocho means 8, and Duro means hard. So, if you think that it means that Ken M and Padawan J are spending their time bragging about that 8.5-inch turgid gift in their pants, you're going to be sorely mistaken. And disappointed, probably. What they do talk about is movies, TV, comics, and wrestling, and more. So, go check out the ODPH podcast. Scotch and Sports is a surprisingly serious show about the issues of rampant alcoholism on failed athletes. So if you want to hear 4 guys lament over Ryan Leaf's failed potential, well, this is not the podcast for you. I was just kidding. This show is actually exactly what it sounds like. 4 dudes from Canada talking about sports. Since they're Canadian, lots of Montreal Expos, probably some hockey in there, maybe a little log rolling, who knows. And finally, we get our true crime fix on. And who better than with Kevin from Jory Rube Podcast. Terrible host name, I know, but he is by far the best host named Kevin that I know. At least that's all I can think off the top of my dome. Well, anyway, check out his most recent episode dedicated to legendary piece of shit Richard Ramirez, a.k.a. The Night Stalker. Kevin has a really good take on that monster, so go check it out. Remember, listen, rate, review, and as always, subscribe if you dig it. The results are in, and it's official. 2020 was complete and utter trash, and we're all glad it's over, I'm sure. We had a global pandemic, lots of political divisiveness, probably like the likes of which we've never seen, riots, widespread riots everywhere, and all that stress and isolation and horribleness created a lot of eating, which is bad for the midsection. On the bright side, the show My 600-Pound Life just got about 3 or 4 seasons worth of content, so at least that's going to be on for a little while longer, but calendar's flipped. It's 2021 now. So people are saying, hey, I want to get into good shape. But it's not so easy just to ditch the ding-dongs and go to dumbbells, right? So how do you do it? I've got the answer for you, and that is F45, functional team training for people looking to get into the best shape of their life. I'm an admitted fitness enthusiast, and I've been using F45 since August. I have to say, the program has challenged me more than anything I've ever done, ever. As fans of this show, a pillar of our belief system is basically being critical of pretty much everything. So when I'm endorsing something, it must be pretty good. Orange Theory got you feeling blue because you're not getting the results. Planet Fitness not helping you fit in the mold jeans. Going to the Y, but you're still shaped like an O? Yeah. Well, your problems can be solved with F45, and if you sign up during the month of January, they got a great promotion for you. Unlimited sessions for $99 for a month. Trust me, after that month, you're going to be hooked. Check out their Instagram at F45_training_Royersford PA to see the amazing results you can achieve. And if you're in the Royersford area, contact Rick McGovern or Christy DeChristopher at 610-420-5578 and get started. And remember to tell them Digging in the Dome sent you. Team training, life-changing, F45. Okay, now let's get back to the show. And we're back. That was a commercial of some kind that you just heard. And a podcast shout out. I'm sure I threw one of those in there, as I tend to do. So now we come to the topic randomizer, and the topic randomizer.
How apropos.
Yes. Landed on America.
'MERICA.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about all the things that rock about America.
Yes.
And spoiler alert, it's not the guy that we just listened to for the last 30 minutes. Drain every ounce of hope you had out of you. It's different. Man. But the other good news is
to depress you into the fact that there's about 6.9 million other people like that dude out there in
6.9.
Yeah, at least
there's a lot of them. Yes. Okay. So the good news here also is that since we've got the video component, we also have another video intro to the topic randomizer coming with audio as well.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Step right up and play the game. Be a winner. Step right up for the greatest show in town.
That's just, it just gives me anxiety. I mean, I created that song. I fully am aware that I did this to us and you people out there, but it does have a very creepy carnival vibe to it because that's what it feels like.
I don't know what's more disturbing, that or the fact that you can't introduce a segment in a normal voice.
Oh yeah. I tend to. I don't. Yeah, that is disturbing too. I'm not gonna lie. But in any event, we are going to talk about the wonderful United States of America and really what is great about America. And I'm excited about this because I got a pretty good one. This is how I know America is great. But we'll flip the coin.
Yeah, flip the coin and we'll see. You can call it this time.
Yep.
Give me the old coinaroo there.
Yeah, here you go, Philip. There you go.
All right, you call it
I'll call it tails.
It is tails.
All right. I'll go first.
All right.
I'll take it.
So what do you love about America?
So it's like there's so many good things about the United States. That's why I think that this one, if it does come up again another time, is not going to be hard to do because there's, we take it for granted that this is, one of the coolest, most inclusive, I know it sounds crazy, but true, countries in the entire world. Not necessarily the most on all fronts, but, and not the smartest, not the, our military will kick the shit out of pretty much everyone. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. For the most part.
But when I thought about it, I'm like, well, what, how do I know for sure that America's great?
Yeah.
And the reason is because people still do really wild shit to get into the country.
Yeah.
Like crazy shit. Like Cubans float on pieces of furniture, doors, wheels, like a shipwreck happened and they just are floating their way to America.
Yep.
People get into storage containers for weeks just to make it here.
Yeah.
Right. Illegally, Yeah.
I mean,
it's fucking nuts.
I mean, it for the longest time, it was the land of the free and the home of the brave, and people would see that, and the coming into the country and seeing Ellis Island and the Lady Liberty and the Statue of Liberty and all that stuff, and just like the promise of a better life, and was always what you heard about America. Was this, you can come here and and make anything yourself.
Yep.
You have the land of opportunity.
Yeah. You could stop. I mean, like, you think about how many times, and I think about some of the people that I had the honor of being able to, listen to at conferences for my company. And like even Damon John, like hearing his story about how he hustled his way into success is unbelievable. Was that
Damon John is FUBU, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like his story is amazing. Like, but it shows that if you could come here, you've got a shot.
Yeah.
Right. Like we are building, and maybe not anymore. We were building a gigantic wall because people were storming our borders trying to get in here. This country can't suck that much if people are that dedicated to try to get their ass here.
Yep.
There's a series called 90 Day Fiancé.
Yes.
So 90 Day Fiancé, 90 Day Fiancé What Now, 90 Day Fiancé Pillow Talk, 90 Day Fiancé the other way, 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Bears All, before the 90 days, after the 90 days, self-quarantines 90 days. I swear to fucking God, there's 19 shows about people trying to get their ass in here, doing it, by the way, because no one's going to tell me that 99.9% of this is some lady chatting like from the Philippines with some fat turd, probably the guy that was just in that last breakdown, and trying to say, hey, send me money so I can come and stay with you, get married, and then fucking ditch that loser 3 years or 5 years later.
Yep. All right. So for me, the first thing that came to mind for me was the food. Now there are plenty of other places that have finer cuisine than what is available in America, but the immediacy with which you can get food here is unbelievable. There are the just American foods, cheeseburgers. French chicken wings.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cheesesteaks. Things, just the fattest, disgustingest food items that you could possibly think of that are so fucking delicious.
Dude, this is what happens in America. This is how fucking first world country we are.
Yeah.
We make breakfast sandwiches out of syrup-filled pancakes. We stick eggs and bacon, and then say, hey, can you double bacon that? Can you double bacon and sausage?
Yeah.
Bacon up that sausage, boy.
Yeah, exactly. But like just fast, and then you have fast food in general. I mean, that was an American thing. McDonald's started here, and that was where the fast food craze came from. Mm-hmm. To the point that fast food is so celebrated that in I think it's in Japan at Christmas time. One of the biggest traditions they have at Christmas is Kentucky Fried Chicken on Christmas Day, and is
finger licking good.
Is humongous in Japan,
dude. I like some fried chicken. I'll get that on a bucket.
So like barbecue. Oh man, just the food options in America are. I mean, they're so prevalent that there's even like with barbecue, there's areas that fight over which of their version of that particular food item is better. Kansas City barbecue better than Memphis barbecue? Is it better than Louisiana barbecue? Is it better than,
Stop talking about barbecue. Starving. God damn
it. The food was the first thing that came to mind for me. For why America is great.
It's great. And I agree with you that the abundance of different kinds of food and the immediacy in which you can get it, that's probably nowhere else can you get that kind of like variety and good variety. At least, like to your point, like if I go to a French patisserie in Paris, I'm going to have the most amazing croissants you'll ever eat in your entire life. So like I fully understand that, but here we get at least enough quality to be really good, and every kind of thing that you can think of.
And then just a bunch of garbage that's amazing. Like take take or bastardize a version of something to make it America's own. Like that guy that took donuts and croissants and made cronuts. And that was like people were lining up out the fucking door to get that shit.
Yes, like, old dude that watched the movie The Flight. I've got an idea.
I'm gonna merge these two things together. Make
Brundle croissant.
So food was a number one to come in mind for me.
It's really good because honestly the amount of really excellent restaurants just in this, if we looked on our phone and said how many restaurants are within like say 10 miles of here, it would be the world, literally anything that you could possibly want.
Yep.
Every kind of cuisine, anything that you would want, you'd be able to get it. And the food is pretty fantastic, I gotta say.
What else you got?
So, besides like everyone wanting to be here, everybody wants to be us. Like you don't. If you're in another country, like
things have
a lot of
tailed off a little bit recently.
I'm saying. Listen,
but yes,
listen.
Overall,
let's just we have to go with the sum.
Our history hasn't been the greatest, but the sum total has.
I'm not saying that we're not on a downward swoop. Sometimes you're like that
peaks
guy.
And valleys.
You're in the dumps, right? We're in the valley for sure, but we'll make our way back up there. And people still really like American things, so much so that the losers of our sport championships T-shirts get spread all across Africa and Europe and India, all those places. They got fucking San Antonio Spurs champion shirts from one of those times we went to the finals and lost. So like the fact is that people still want to dress like us. They are all the most iconic people in the entire world come from America for the most part. So I think that generally speaking, even though the politics part of it obviously is divisive, and depending if you're the guy with the ass chin or you're somebody else that's not that guy, depending on how you feel about things, the
thing that bothers me
that's
is
the only thing that's going to really get in the way.
Is the thought process of people that say like America's the greatest country in the world that have never been anywhere outside of like 20 miles of their home. Like that bugs me. But if you've been outside of the country, you can actually see some of the things that are positive about, you see some of the negatives too, but you see some of the things that are actually positive about the country when you leave the country and you come back and you're like, oh, okay, that was awesome. What I experienced was amazing. I went to friggin' Greece and it was freaking gorgeous, and saw some amazing things. But you see the positives of when you leave something, you can appreciate it more.
Absolutely, 100%.
So, for example,
I can give you one too.
The second thing I thought of after the food was the sports.
Ooh,
so
hell yeah.
American sports,
the best.
Outside of soccer, which is the biggest sport in the world, most people internationally are like basketball is huge.
NBA China.
Baseball is huge.
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
Most of the baseball players in the league don't come from the United States. They come from the world.
Yes,
but
everywhere.
They play in the United States. It's a nationally it's the national pastime is baseball.
What's interesting? We don't see, or I can't think of a Russian baseball player.
Yeah, no, don't see it. Usually stick to hockey.
Yeah.
But again, the NHL, where did all those players when I end up? They want to end up in the NHL.
Yeah,
there are other
Canada,
leagues.
They're from Sweden. They're from everywhere.
Yeah, but they're from everywhere, but they want to play in the NHL.
Right, because it's the best. Because look.
And even the Canadian teams, like it's a sport that was invented in Canada.
Yep.
And the NHL only has a handful of teams that actually play in Canada.
Right.
The rest play in the United States.
Yep.
So it's for the most part, the four major sports are universally
everywhere
lauded as like the leader in viewership and stuff like that, outside of
but soccer's like
soccer and F1 and cricket in some nations and stuff like that.
But cricket's not going to get the amount of viewers that fucking baseball is. Sorry. I mean, I'm sure it's great. I've never watched a cricket match.
Yes.
Nor would I want to.
But you have European nations.
Like
you have other nations and stuff like that don't that don't have teams in these leagues that religiously watch these sports because they're so good.
Because they're so good. Yeah. And you're dead right. Like, look, we are the grand champion of all creating kick-ass sports. NFL, NHL, you said
baseball.
Canada, baseball, but that's still in America.
Baseball's huge.
Yeah, for sure.
And even, NBA has probably surpassed baseball now from an international perspective. For sure.
100%. Yeah. So you mentioned things that you leave the country and then you can really kind of get perspective.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of something before I lose it. So we went to Ireland like 3 or 4 years ago now, I think. And when we were there, we land in Ireland, in Limerick. and our hotel room wasn't quite ready yet. So they said, you can come and sit at the plate, get a bite to eat. I mean, you've been traveling for like 7 hours. It was a long flight. So we stretched out a little bit. And I was like, I'd like a vodka and club with lime.
Mm-hmm.
They proceeded to bring me a glass of vodka.
Yes.
A bottle of warm club.
Mm-hmm.
And some kind of green liquid that looked like fucking nuclear waste. I was like, and the vodka had no ice.
Yeah.
So I had warm everything and some green shit. And I'm like, can I have some, do you have ice cubes? They looked at me like I said,
this fucking pussy likes
flang
ice.
Or flang. Like, you're like, flang? They're like, what? I was like, like ice, ice. They're like,
drink it warm, bitch.
So believe me, like when I came home, I was like, I was putting ice over the top of the cup and pouring water in it. I was like, ice, finally I'm home. It's the worst.
Well, I mean, booze in general is another big one for what America. I mean, like you have whiskey, which is American.
Yep.
Particularly bourbon, which is my favorite.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then beer has become such a huge thing. Like you go, you have a million different, hipster versions of IPAs and all that stuff.
All this craft shit everywhere.
But you go somewhere else and, to another country and their beer selection's like 3 or 4 and some of them are good. Like there's beers in Amsterdam. I fucking love me an Amstel, but like,
listen, this is my 15th Red Stripe. Do you have anything besides Red Stripe?
Yeah, but like you get a Jamaica, you get a Kalik, K-A-L-I-K.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, God, my stomach hurts.
Yeah, so the clicking is the noun sound in your stomach after you drink it.
But yeah, booze is beer and whiskey is definitely one for me.
The other one I had, and this is pretty easy, is music. I mean, like if you think about,
I would lump in music and movies too, because
like
there are
like arts.
Yeah,
maybe.
like the arts, performance arts. I would say. I mean, what do you want to be? What do most people want? They either want to be on Broadway, they want to be in movies or on TV, or they want to be a rock star.
Yep.
And almost all of those happen in America.
Yep, 100%. And like,
or in order for you to be big in the world, it's like you got to be big in the US.
And you think about it too, like there are a lot of bands out there, and sometimes you like stumble. Like I remember when we stumbled across Die Antwoord, right?
Oh yeah,
like it was that video online.
Gangsta,
and he was swinging this ninja was fucking swinging this gigantic hog back and forth in his Pink Floyd shorts.
Yolani Fassa.
Yeah, dude. So so the fact that we consistently produced the best entertainment out there, right? And it's funny, like I don't know why too, when I go to like I'm looking up a movie or something on IMDb, it'll say like movies for you, and then they'll sprinkle a little Bollywood in there. They'll like a
I mean it's not exclusive to America. There are other
obviously
other like I sent you some weird like Swedish post-punk pop shit the other day.
It wasn't that bad.
And like, I find weird shit like that's foreign, that like, I mean, Christ, it wasn't like the Beatles were from fucking Jersey, but like fucking Bruce Springsteen and fucking Billy Joel and fucking, Bon Jovi. And
we have a lot of good New Jersey, New York,
but it's one of the things
Elvis.
That's great about America is that music, movies, TV.
Yes.
Broadway.
It's all really, really good. Yeah. So what about anything else?
I'm glad we're being serious about this because I was worried that, just because like there's a lot of angst in our country right now that I very much thought that we might, take a more maudlin look, talking out of the side of our mouths.
Again, this is where the topic randomizer is interesting because the topic randomizer it'll give you like a topic where you just have to like interpret what it means to you. And when I thought about this, it was like I didn't think bad things about the USA because we, like to your point, we talk about that shit all the time.
Yeah.
It seems like it's all I'm surrounded by. I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is why it's still awesome to be an American, and why even if you're not an American, it's still awesome to be in the United States. There's so much good here. And there's a lot of shit, because that's the stuff that we highlight because that stuff sells.
Yep.
But there's a lot of good and a lot of positives and a lot of people that came up from nothing to be, very successful here. So, so everyone that doesn't like American, get out.
Oh fuck, that's funny. Good shit, man.
All right, well, we're gonna end it here because we got a very interesting episode that's gonna come on, in a while.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah, we're doing things. You always keep you on your toes here, digging in the dome.
That's how we roll. So until next time.
Peace, bitch.
Goodbye. And good night. Bang!